We have invited you here this afternoon on a matter that is of grave concern, not only to us, but to the people of Ghana. The unity and cohesion of our country should not be sacrificed on the altar of political expediency. We should all stand up and fight against those who wish to divide this country merely because they want to perpetuate themselves in power. It is important that we name and shame those who seek political office on the altar of tribalism, ethnocentrism, and bribery and corruption. Ladies and gentlemen, I am sure you all witnessed the big and warm welcome that Nana Akufo-Addo and Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia received in the three northern regions recently. Indeed, in the Greater Accra region and the Volta region as well, we have witnessed massive show of support for the Nana Bawumia ticket. In the north in particular, the sound and feel of change is in the air. The ground has shifted, and it is the people who have tasted bitterness and sweetness, and knowing too well the difference, who have decided to move in their numbers from those who cheat, lie, and disappoint, that is the NDC, to those who deliver, the NPP. The president and his party gurus know the ground is not good. Their party foot soldiers in the north feel that they have been seduced, used, abused, and refused. They struggle to pay fees and their electricity bills. They don't have jobs. They feel abandoned. They feel disrespected. And the youth are convinced that government does not care about their future. Mahama has killed the hope of the young people. We must revive it. And more farmers, women, and young people in the three northern regions see hope and a brighter future in the Nana Akufo-Addo and Alhaji Dr. Bawumia ticket. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, instead of President Mahama concentrating his efforts on fighting poverty, ignorance, and disease in the north, he only sees northerners as pawns in his political chess game, who he must manipulate to perpetuate himself in power in order to continue with the rape of the public purse. Many communities across the north do not have drinking water. And when their brother, who is president, purports to give them water in the form of boreholes, he uses it as an avenue to make money for himself and his family and friends. For every borehole that President Mahama sinks in the north, 5 villages are denied same. Northerners are still seething with anger over the 60,000 cedis per borehole project. The story of Sada and the rape of the north has become the butt of many jokes in Ghana. The NDC has targeted the north with 5 key things. 1, they want to cheat by using election officers who have been carefully selected for this exercise. They want to intimidate voters and our agents with violence and the threat of violence. They want to excite hatred against northerners and amongst northerners against southerners, particularly Akans, in order to continue exploiting the north. They want to use cash and other material things to buy the conscience of voters. Above all, the NDC has a big plan to buy the loyalty of party executives and polling agents of the NPP and all the other opposition parties. 1, on the plan to cheat using election officers, we know for a fact that it will not work, and for 3 reasons. Not many election officers are prepared to cheat for them this time. Our agents are prepared to defend the ballots and know that once they police the process well, no election officer can get away with cheating. The ordinary people in communities across the northern region are saying that they themselves will watch over the entire process. They will not go home after voting. They will stay there and watch without interfering. They are determined to have a peaceful and clean election. On the issue of intimidating voters and party agents, the NPP wants to call on the security agencies to sit up to their responsibility. We do not want to be forced to defend ourselves. We want those who are paid to defend the people and properties to do their jobs without fear or favor. But we want the NDC to know that we shall not be intimidated by them. We are prepared to defend the Constitution and our votes. We will therefore appeal to them to help us keep this election violent-free. Our young people need jobs, not weapons. The president is at it again. He's playing the worst form of politics known to the world, tribal politics. The danger in what he's doing is that he's in fact turning Gonja against Mamprusi, Konkomba against Gonja, and Nanumba against Konkomba, etc. In 2012, the NDC used cash to buy votes. They went from house to house, sharing money and sometimes even sharing goodies. And sharing money to those who were already even in line on voting day to vote. We believe the vote buying only worked to some extent in 2012 because the people of the North were somehow persuaded by the assurances from Dramani Mahama that he's our brother, he's our father, he's our son, and can therefore be trusted to make sure we prosper and get our fair share of the national cake. The people of the North trusted him. I am confident from what I hear and see on the ground that this time vote buying will not work in the North. I cannot speak for other regions. The people of the North were told by President John Mahama to vote for him because he's one of us and can be trusted to develop the North faster and better. But what we saw was that he rather allowed his close friends like Roland Agambiri to use the Savannah Accelerated Development Authority to steal most of the 300 million cedis that was given to SADA and meant to help the people of the North. Today, our people are sad, hungry, ashamed, and feel very insulted by President Dramani Mahama. He exploited us and used our name through SADA to enrich his friends and family and to make our people even poorer. Today, under a president who comes from the North, the people of the North are poorer than they were under the late President Mills before 2012 and President Kufuor before 2009. But President John Dramani Mahama has not apologized to the people of the three regions of the North for using our name to take money which have been shared among family and friends. Not a single person has been sent to court over the SADA rot. Roland Agambiri, who promised to build a Hope City, left Ghana for Dubai City and left the North in calamity. The people of the North feel cheated, insulted, and embarrassed. We gave our son, our brother, John Dramani Mahama, our cola, and he chewed it all and spat it back in our faces. Never again. The biggest concern we have now are efforts from the president and his party to exploit the poverty that they have made worse in their efforts to avoid defeat. They want to buy and steal votes in the North, but they can only succeed if we allow them. They tried it in 2012 and it worked. They are trying it again in 2016, but it will not work. It's to show to the country why we are sure it will not work. Ladies and gentlemen, now to the substance of the matter. Since the New Patriotic Party elected its regional executives in January 2014, followed by the election of national officers in April 2014, President Mahama and his people have not relented in their evil ways and means to use money to get some of our own people to work against the NPP. Fortunately for us, with all their cash, cars, and lies, they have failed. And I want to send a message to any party member or executive who is taking money from the NDC to work against the NPP. Please do not do it. If you do so, you work against yourself, your party, and your country. I want to focus on the experience of our Northern Regional Chairman, Mr. Daniel Bugri. On Friday, the 28th of October 2016, our Northern Regional Chairman, Mr. Daniel Bugri, was invited to meet President John Dramani Mahama. The meeting was set up by his brother Ibrahim Mahama and a friend of his called Muhammad Awal. Ibrahim Mahama and Awal drove to the office of Bugri in Osu, which is near the Osu police station in Accra.